Hello, everyone. Welcome to Classroom Camp. I'm your host, Holden, and today I want to talk about a news article I came across. It is called Hundreds of DeKalb County Teachers Failed to be Paid on Time After Being Left Off Payroll. This was published by Fox 5 Atlanta on August 30th, 2024. Let's take a look at this real quick. So it says hundreds of DeKalb County teachers and staff say they haven't been paid since they started working about a month ago. New Lithonia High School social studies teacher Devin Gaynor says after teaching in Florida for 3 years, he moved to Georgia to teach at DeKalb County schools for better pay. Georgia teachers within the profession are known for having a higher pay scale, at least in the Southeast, Gaynor said. But so far, he hasn't gotten to enjoy the pay bump because he, along with 300 other DeKalb teachers and staff, haven't been paid for their first month on the job. The money that I was expecting to get today is being held up, Gaynor said. We got calls and emails from several teachers and staff that this had happened. When Fox 5's Eric Mott got to the district's administration building, he saw dozens of teachers and staff waiting to get paper checks before he was asked to leave the property by DeKalb County School Police. So, I want to talk about this article here, why it's significant, and just give you my thoughts on the situation. So, obviously, this is not good for those teachers that are not getting paid on time. It looks like, though, some of the teachers are getting paid, albeit by paper checks, and they had to go down to the district's administration building in order to get this accomplished. Now, but it doesn't look good. And the article doesn't give any details. The district didn't explain why this situation occurred, but obviously there was some kind of mess up, and teachers aren't getting paid. Now, I would say if you are a new teacher, don't let stories like this turn you off to the profession, because this is not the only story that's out there. If you look up what people have to say, a lot of teachers, especially veteran teachers, have to say about the profession. They're going to talk about things like burnout. They're going to talk about things like the toxic environment and how the pay is so low in this and that. And you're also, if you just do your own research and type type search for teachers leaving the profession. Okay, there are tons of videos, tons of articles out there that are labeled teacher mass exodus and all this stuff. And as a new teacher, you see these kinds of things, and it kind of makes you afraid of the teaching. Like, and even you may think, did I make a mistake going into teaching and that sort of thing? And Gaynor here, I'm assuming that he is in his fourth year of teaching. It says that he taught in Florida for 3 years until he decided to move to Georgia. So this type of situation puts a sour taste in people's mouths. And if you're one of the teachers who was affected by this, I hope that you will get your pay sometime soon, or that you have already gotten it. It is really unfortunate and awful, and I would hate for this to happen to anyone. But you know, I want you to also take a look at something else I'm going to read real quick that is in this article. So listen to this. Now, this is Gaynor, the guy who was interviewed about this, the teacher who was from Florida. Gaynor says he and the other teachers can't afford to go without pay, nor should they have to. Um, I've heard people blah blah blah. Okay, that's here's where it is. What's worse is Gaynor says he was warned by veteran DeKalb teachers that this might happen. They had warned me that you possibly could not get paid. They said there have been instances of people upset with the county because they had worked extra hours and they didn't receive that compensation in a timely fashion or at all. So they said it was pretty much just be ready for it. Welcome to DeKalb. That's their calling card, Gaynor said. Now, I'm not in any way going to make excuses for this school district, but I'm the type of person who always tries to consider my own part in a situation. And when things go wrong, I try to look and ask myself, is there something that I could have done? What was the mistake that I made? How do I factor into this and my decision making process? And the thing is that this guy, Gaynor, he had some foresight. He was told that this kind of thing might happen because clearly this school district has that kind of reputation. And again, I'm not making excuses for the school district, but I do think as a teacher, there are some decisions that you can make that can help you avoid this kind of situation. Choose a school district that you have belief in that has a better reputation. Um, and one of the ways you can do this, it's not difficult to search school districts, look up reviews. A lot of schools have reviews. Talk to teachers within those districts and see what they have to say about it. Um, because clearly the teachers and whoever he had talked to said that this might actually happen. So I'm not minimizing the frustration of those teachers or anything like that, but they also kind of saw it coming. And you have to ask yourself, am I okay with working under these circumstances? Am I okay with possibly not getting paid on time? And if the answer is yes, then fine, more power to you, all that good stuff. But, you know, you have the opportunity, you can choose not to work there. You don't have to, but you did anyways. And now it's a natural consequence that you have to face because you signed up to work for an employer that doesn't have the best reputation. Um, and again, not making excuses. And I have been in similar situations because I've worked at a particular school where things kind of went awry sometimes. And the teachers who had been there for 5 or more years said, welcome here or whatever. I'm not going to name the school, but they said, welcome. And I said, oh, okay, so I get it. So this is just what I can expect. And obviously, once my contract there ended, I could have chose to move on or that sort of thing. But choose your school district wisely. So this is what I have to say to teachers, new teachers. Yeah, there are pros and cons to any profession, pros and cons to teaching. And personally, I have never had to experience anything like this. At all the places that I've worked, I've always been paid on time, never had any issues. And if there was an issue, um, the administration was honest with the employees, with the teachers, and said, hey, this is like what's going on with our payroll. And again, nothing major. I've always had my paychecks on time, but there have been things like related to bonuses or extra money that might be given out where the administration has explained to us how that's going to work and like what they were going through and just all that stuff. So don't let this turn you off to the profession. These news stories like this, and I don't know Fox 5 Atlanta's stance on, education. They might, I don't know what their aim was here, but you see a lot of stuff like this published all the time about just the things that teachers face and stuff. And I don't want you to look at this and think, oh, well, is this how it always is? Because it isn't. And the lesson here is to try to find a school district that you feel comfortable with, and a school that um, that has a good reputation. uh, the teacher turnover rate is extremely high, and schools are always looking for teachers. So it's not that hard to find a position and move from district to district, especially if um, you've built a name for yourself or something like that. But anyways, those are my ideas. Those are my comments on this news story. I hope that you found this insightful. Keep checking back for more videos from Classroom Camp. Also, go to classroomcamp.com for free tips, tricks, and resources for especially for new teachers. And I will see you next time.